I also like Lucy's backstory in the sense that she used to kind of work for Arasaka, and then it makes sense that then she didn't judge um uh 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 uh
Megamind. uh.
David. Wow.
That was what you were.
So besides myself, Yusuf, and Mitch, who are we joined by tonight? Who is with us tonight?
What do you mean? It's me, Travis.
You're yourself tonight.
Yeah, I just went through a transformation after watching
Is that why
these
your
last
camera's
episodes.
out of focus? Because the transformation that happened?
Is it out of focus? Oh my god.
Now
focus. Or I'll fucking get you.
What's that white stain on that oven mitt right there?
Listen, after losing my hand, we had to make some compromises, okay?
How'd you lose your hand?
Jerking off too hard. You guys haven't lost your limb yet?
Your other hand?
I got way too proficient with this other one, okay? I have a problem. It's a fucking problem. And I have another problem, too. We're done with Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Because on this episode of This Episode Podcast, we are discussing the last 5 episodes of Cyberpunk. And I gotta say, this show was a fucking banger, dude. I don't know if there's like any low point in this show, honestly.
I was gonna say, like, why do we have to sit through like 26 then like long episodes of shows we're not super into, and then my favorite show we've watched for the podcast is only 10 episodes long. Sucks.
Well, quality, not quantity.
True. The show was fucking phenomenal.
Sad, depressing, and if it's absolutely perfect with the world of Cyberpunk,
I cried like a baby for the last 10 minutes of the show, dude. I was fucking bawling.
Yeah, I wasn't like bawling. I was teary-eyed. I was really sad, man. At the end, like I realized this is a fucking sad show. Like, this is a sad anime. Like the dude loses his mom. He turns to a life of crime. He leaves the woman that he loves, like, and then she's by herself. And then she has like this BD moment where she sees him at the end as the guy that she met, and he's all playful and stuff, all innocent more or less. And then she realizes that it's all in the past, and it's just so fucking sad, dude.
Yeah,
I hated it.
I was watching reaction videos on YouTube for like the ending and stuff, and I saw a comment that summarizes like this entire like ending perfectly. For those who wanted a like good ending, wrong city, wrong people. Night City is not about happy endings. I was with Johnny Silverhand last week, he mentioned, either going out a legend or, going out like nothing. And that's very true for Night City. You're either something or you're nothing. There's really no major happy endings when it comes to the Cyberpunk universe. It's very bittersweet, but I mean, I'm surprised that both Lucy and Falco survived. And fuck you, internet. You suck. You're bad. You're jerks. You're jerks, and you spoiled everything for me by just popping up on my YouTube feed. Literally, I saw a meme where like Squidward and like SpongeBob got like fucking smushed, and like someone colored over Rebecca in it, and it's like, oh, spoilers for Cyberpunk. Rebecca just fucking squashed, and I was like, oh, dude, well,
that shit. My fucking jaw was on the floor when that happened. I was like, they just fucking killed her like that? What the fuck?
It was literally out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like the death itself was out of nowhere, and then like the whole moment where she's like, we're having a moment, and she just fucking points straight up at the sky and just starts fucking shooting.
They don't call him Adam Smasher for no reason.
Bro, she
changed his name to Rebecca Smasher.
Rebecca Smasher.
Can we just talk about how she, not Lucy, was the one that fucking was there for David through in the end?
Dude, like, Rebecca, honestly,
fucking awesome.
I was like, before I watched this show, and you just see like all the compilations on YouTube saying like Rebecca best girl, all that shit. I'm like, whatever, dude. Who cares about this little lolly girl? Dude,
Mm.
goddamn. She is a great character. And she was there pretty much to like the second half of the series here.
I didn't really understand what Lucy was doing. I feel like I don't know if I just missed an important part or what.
What
But
do
it
you
just
mean?
seemed like very out of nowhere that like she went into like that deep dive instead of Kiwi. She found out some shit, and then all of a sudden
Oh,
she just
when
went on like this fucking lone mission or a bunch of side quests. It just didn't make sense to me.
are you saying you don't know what she did when she did that deep dive when the episode Main died?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess like
It's
there is that part. Like she had to do
Spoilers.
that for.
Well, what she was doing is, so they went into Arasaka's memory to try and find stuff. I don't know what they were trying to find, but Lucy ended up finding stuff about David where Arasaka thinks he's capable of handling the cyber skeleton. So she wanted to delete
Protect
that,
them.
protect that
Yeah.
information, and then throughout
Pretty
the
much.
next like 4 episodes, that's what she's doing. She's going and killing people that know about that and like trying to hide that information.
That's when
Protect David.
Lucy and David were like both falling from Arasaka Tower. She was just like, I've just been wanted to protect you. And that's what she's been doing, just trying to get everyone off his back for the San Gavistan, whatever the fuck his little
Yeah.
military grade spying thing is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how Adam Smasher's like, yeah, that shit's just child's play. I
This
have
shit's
one
a
of those.
Tuesday
Gives
for
a
me.
shit.
Yeah,
Dude,
dude.
there was no shot David stood a chance against Adam Smasher. He is a
I
fucking.
was like, are they gonna pull some fucking plot armor out of this shit? And it's like, no, dude. He was fucking taking everyone out left and right.
Granted, Adam Smasher did give David a choice at the end too. He was like kind of hinting to sparing him, like, "Hey, you'd make for an interesting engram," meaning they're going to like put him in like a little chip
Yep.
and like store him in like a database where their Arasaka's like schemes in like the game, like handle the whole engram shit. But then David, without hesitation, is like, whatever. Whatever, Choom. Like I give a shit. And then Asperger's like, oh, well, like, no plot armor here, man. This is fucking Cyberpunk, man. Motherfuckers die. And when they're dead.
I'll be the
Guys,
first to say it. They didn't show him die on screen, so I'm starting a fan theory that he's still alive.
Dude, you and half the fucking internet. I watched a video where someone drew like a comic where it's like Cyberpunk Edgerunners good ending where Rebecca
Yeah,
lives.
where Rebecca and they all make it to the moon with Lucy. I saw that.
Yeah,
too.
dude. It's like,
Yeah.
guys, I get it. We all want to be happy at the end of the day, but sometimes the story is what it is. And sometimes stories just have endings that we can't all be happy with, but that's the ending, man.
Maybe
David's
it's not-
fucking dead.
Maybe it's not a happy ending, but I think that we can all agree it was a good ending. Even
It
if
was-
I
not,
was-
even if not
I would
everybody
say-
made it home and a lot of people died, it's a good ending.
I would say it's bittersweet. I think that's a good way to sum it up.
They gave Faraday like some weird, I don't know, like I guess a lot more attention than I wasn't expecting. Like they just introduced this guy as
Yeah, he's
the new villain for the second half of.
he's a fixer just
anime.
watching out for himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they introduced him as the new big bad for the second half of the show, and then they just kill him like that. He's gets obliterated, paste on the sidewalk, dude.
Good.
And nobody's safe.
It's fucking crazy.
I was
All
like,
four of his
"Woohoo!"
eyes just rolling around the place.
Mitch,
Yeah.
since you watched it subbed, did you recognize his voice actor?
No.
Because I was curious because a lot of the voices sounded really, really familiar. So I was looking at the voice actors, and then Faraday's and the Japanese voice actor does Kakashi.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, and then for the dub, he's
fucking Gus from
That-
Breaking Bad.
yeah, he's Gus from Breaking Bad. David is from Demon Slayer, our main character. I can't even fucking think of his
Tanjiro?
name.
Tanjiro.
Tanjiro is
Oh.
Tanjiro.
Wow.
The one kid from the Arasaka guy that was interrogated in the English dub, he voices Zenitsu in the English dub.
That's why he's such a fucking little shit.
And then Falco in the English dub is
Matt Mercer.
Levi. No, Levi.
No, it's
From
Matt
Matt
Mercer.
Mercer.
Yeah, it's the actual voice actor's
Oh,
name. He
okay,
plays
sure,
he plays a lot of
yeah.
stuff. His voice is fucking
Isn't
preem, dude.
isn't that Cassidy?
Yeah, it's Cassidy from
Overwatch, yeah.
Overwatch. Yeah, he plays a lot of stuff. He's a really good voice actor. So that's
Mhm.
why I was happy Falco lived.
Dude, talk about introducing a character in the last 3 episodes and making him already so much more likable than anybody from Cowboy Bebop. Falco was so cool, and I actually care about him. And he
Mhm.
didn't do anything. He just drove them around.
He was just the driver, man. I
So
automatically
good,
loved him
bro.
because it was Matt Mercer. I was like, oh, dude, let's go. He's looking fresh and shit. And you just
bro.
you just had the squad that you knew like any of them could die at any moment too. So there were stakes there, because we didn't know how long Maine was gonna last. Mitch mentioned that they were kind of hinting to Maine's death, but then literally the next episode we watch, you see him go
Yeah.
into like cyber psychosis, and you just see
That
how he's
was
like tripping out.
that was the one gripe I have with this show, is how they handled Maine's transformation. Because I feel like episode 5, he was just completely normal. Episode 6, he was off the deep end. Like there was no time to watch him turn into a psycho.
Yeah.
It just fucking happened.
Well, here's the
So-
thing too about Cyberpunk. I noticed is that they don't really tell you how much time has passed between shit, because like David joined and he did like the first heist with like the car and shit, and then next thing you know he's like saving Rebecca from a fridge. They're going into the afterlife and meeting Rogue and shit. They're doing all this different shit, and so for all we knew, like it was a couple weeks or maybe even a month after before we had the whole Main shit happen. Similar to like after Main's death, I don't even know how much time passed before we got like super badass David.
That's what I was
It
gonna
had a
ask. Like, if
while.
anyone knew what that time skip was, it wasn't really even like a time. There probably was a time skip, but he's like all mech'd out. Like that's not even him, right?
It was
Like they
definitely a
hinted at
time
that.
skip. And like originally when I saw it, I was like, it's gotta been like a couple of years. But then I think the doctor says something like, dude, you're upgrading way too fucking fast. You
Yeah.
need to slow down. So I think it was a time skip, but it wasn't at longer than a couple months.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy,
Yeah.
dude. Like how David went from like this rookie shit, and now he's like the head honcho of Maine's old
Mhm.
gang.
Dude.
And he's just
David
all fucking
is
loaded
so-
out. Even
If I
Rebecca
had
got
to-
some upgrades too.
I think this is might just be recency bias. But if I had to redo my top 25, it would be hard to keep David off my top 10, bro. He is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Such a good character.
Using
And
Maine's
he-
arms.
And he is the type of character that I like. Like when you two did your top 10s, you were saying you like what's the fucking word? I'm looking for? Like,
Strategist.
strategize, like calculative characters. I like characters that act on their passions and just fucking go for it. And that's what David is in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. Such a good character.
Yeah, he's very gullible though, but
That's what I like about him, yeah.
mm-hmm.
He's an
I
idiot.
don't fault his character for that. He's not jaded enough in Night City. He knows kind of like the surface level shit, but as soon as Faraday's like, hey, I need you to do a job, David's like, how far do you want me to bend over,
Mm-hmm.
What'd you guys, speaking of gullible, what'd you guys think of Julio?
I was like, oh, the kid that was with them when they when they attacked Maelstrom.
David, you're a legend. Can I please join you for this dangerous mission?
Dude, no,
Sure.
when that happened, I was like, because like right before he died, it's so fucking funny. Right before he died, like after he was like fucking blown away by David doing his. First of all, that scene when David does it in the hallway is the coolest scene in the whole show.
Yeah,
when they do it super slow and then they go really fast. I was like, oh my god, I fucking love that power so much. But after David does that and Julio starts freaking out, I was like, man, if I was anyone in the show, I'd be Julio. And then he runs and gets his ass blown up. I'm like, fuck, never mind.
That is 100% me though.
Yeah.
It's just like me for real. It's me for real.
That's what I said. I was like, that is me right now. And then he runs and gets his ass blown up. And I was like, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there goes Julio.
Yeah. No, that was a yeah, dude. Fuck, man. This show was just. I feel like it was really good pacing all around. There's really no
Yeah.
fucking downtime. Everything was important.
Hmm.
You
But
don't
I
you don't miss a
agree. I
beat.
agree with Mitch's gripe in like episode 6, where Maine just kind of came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, like into this cyber psychosis. Because I know it's been what, a week or 2 weeks since we watched it last.
Hmm.
I felt like it was just like a really weird jump from episode 5 to episode 6.
Yeah.
Like it just was like all of a sudden, okay, yep, he's this dude is being interrogated. All of a sudden, we're doing this deep dive. Maine's cyber psychosis. He beats the shit out of Kiwi. He fucks over his girl. Then he dies. Like it's just a real big like switch up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
David slipping very quickly into cyberpsychosis makes so much sense because of how much shit he changed so very quickly.
Hmm.
But like Main didn't even change anything about, I don't think that he changed any of his mods or anything between 5 and 6. So to have it be such a high fucking kick up was, yeah, not super. Obviously, I think that we all would have enjoyed seeing him or seeing that happen more slowly and having like David kind of see it and be scared and everybody be worried and him just be stubborn and tell everybody, don't worry about it, don't worry about it.
I didn't really care. It was just like, oh, okay, now this is what we're talking about. You know, Maine has these fucking giant ass, tank arms. Know what else he probably has, you know, and
Hmm.
the more mods you have, like the faster that shit will, the clock starts ticking on your brain. Before you know it, you're just gonna snap like that. And you saw that with David very, very rapidly. As soon as he got rid of his legs, he got like a completely new torso, new arms, probably other like facial shit. And
Yeah.
next thing you know, like an episode or two later, he's already going through cyber psychosis, even though he's like supposed to have like a higher tolerance to it because he used the standee.
Yeah.
So it didn't really bother me too much with Maine. But damn, dude. You would think they would like try to like stop Maine more, I think they definitely underestimated the cyber psychosis going through him. Because what's her face? Dorio or whatever?
Dorito.
yeah,
Dorito? Cool Ranch? Yeah, she was just like, hey, stop that.
She's like, stop
Stop
that.
it. And then
Knock it off.
Falco. And then
Bad.
Falco just punched the shit out of Maine. Just straight up, dude. And they don't even like try to tie him up or anything like that or put him down.
But you know what I realized too during this episode, like during the climax of this episode, I was like, fuck, we are not rooting, like we're not following the good guys. We are actively rooting for the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were just mercilessly shooting down a bunch of innocent cops and just fucking killing everybody.
Maine
And
was
then
like, dude,
yeah.
the main episode is just probably one of the goriest things I've seen in a while. Like straight up, they had the Arasaka guy, and he like Maine like strapped him onto his chest just as like a meat shield for the cops, especially like Trauma Team too.
Well, yeah, it wasn't a meat shield. It was like, hey, that guy's still alive, and Trauma Team's here. We can't shoot Maine if our target's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then Maine just ends up yeeting that guy into a
dude, that was my
into a
favorite
pillar.
scene in that
And
fucking
then,
episode.
the Trauma Team guy just gets completely covered in blood, and he looks over and just sees like the skull and like face just mush just sliding down the pillar. And he's like, "Confirmed target is dead." Holy shit! There's no point in trying to resuscitate that bitch is dead.
Yeah.
That part where he just yeeted the Arasaka dude's body just across the fucking hall into the guard or whatever the dude was. Like, it took me a second to realize what the hell I just saw, like, hit this dude. I'm like, it's the fucking guy. Just passed the fuck out. Yeah, dude, that shit was funny.
Do you think that like right before a cyber psycho dies, they go back to like conscience? Because the same thing happened with David. Like right before Maine died, he had this whole deep conversation with David. Like, no, kid, I'm gone. Like, there's no saving me. and then he gives David his arms. Then David has the same thing where like he seems completely normal when he dies, and he's just like, "Nah, man, kill me. I'm too far gone. I want it." Like, do you think like that last couple minutes of their life they go back to normal and they're like, you know what?
I feel like, well, didn't wasn't there a part where like Maine was about to shoot David, but like then reaction like kicked in, and he like moved his gun to the side, only like scratching David. So
Yeah.
maybe David was like the trigger for him to like snap out of it. Same as Dorito was with previous like breakouts with it. So there has to be some sort of trigger, because the same thing happened with David later, where Lucy was able to bring him back from cyberpsychosis.
Mm-hmm.
So
I forgot because it was so hectic. Did Maine kill Dorito, or did Dorito die from the cops?
I think the cops
Dorito died by the cops.
Okay.
and then Maine just went fucking buck wild.
Ape shit.
And then
yeah.
David was able to snap him out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But only after, Maine set like a fucking bomb, like little shrine for Dorito where he was gonna blow himself up with her. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Then you just see the slow-mo with them two blowing up, and then David gets back to the car holding like Maine's arm. I was like,
that was such a cool scene because Lucy's so pissed. She's like, "Why the fuck he's gonna die? He's gonna die!" And then it's all like he's back and he's holding, and the look on his face. He's just.
and
so
then the drive
traumatized.
away is the most meme
Yeah.
shit I've seen. Just
Yeah, he's so the 1,000-yard stare, man. He's so traumatized.
just a single tear, and that's the end of the episode 6.
Yeah. Oh, so good, man.
I don't know if it was a single tear or all that sweat that was fucking dripping off his face for that still frame for 10 seconds.
Oh, that was a little much. I was like, okay, can we? Let's go.
I thought the fucking show froze. I'm like, what the fuck's happening, dude? And like, nope.
David.
No, and then after
I
that
love
episode, we
Maine,
get.
dude.
Yeah, he was good. He had a great relationship with David. Sad to see him go, but I mean, everyone has their time, especially in Night City.
Nobody's safe in Night City, Chun.
Yeah, either go out a legend, or you get more prosthetics. Fuck.
The only other thing I can
My
think of,
thumb
Mitch,
is
is
fucking
that
up.
when
I
they're
wonder
like,
what Johnny Silverhand would say about that.
I don't know. He beat me up last week and took all my money, and took my car. So now I've just been stuck here. Brutal.
sucks to suck, man.
Seems like Towley got butt whipped into him, whipped out of him, butt whipped.
Yeah, is Towel all right?
They're hanging in there.
Towel.
Some days are better than others. What can we say?
But
I
yeah,
think we're good.
well, then the episode after, we get David becoming the new leader. We've already discussed that. I mean, was there anything else we missed from that episode? Of this episode, aside from Mitch's character dying, because he relates to him too hard and just immediately blows up to a shock trap.
That was fucking. I was like, oh, Julio's gonna be the new David. It's gonna be so cool, like the new underdog, and he's just fucking dead. I was like, holy shit.
And I love how everyone, even the fixer Wakako, was just like, yeah, that kid was not ready. That kid was just blowing smoke.
Yeah, Wakako's like, I told him he wasn't ready for you
guys.
Not
ready. Not ready. Not. New.
No, but I just can't get. I rewatched that while I was watching episode 7 or 6. Yeah, 7. I rewinded like 10 times to watch that scene where David uses the Sandy.
That was a great scene.
It was so fucking cool. Where he goes and he's like, oh shit, this guy's. For some reason, this guy could like move equally to David's speed. And then he does he'd flip over him, and then they do it in full speed. I was like, fuck. I love powers where people, like I said before, like where Minato can teleport and people can teleport. I love powers like that. I think they make fights so unique and so cool to watch people like stop time and move and teleport and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best power.
There's certain cores, I think, in the game that like heighten your reaction time. So that guy's reaction time was probably way heightened. So he even saw David moving at like Mach speed, but it wasn't like fast enough because David's fast as fuck with the Sandy.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Speaking of like the little stutter thing when they were talking, you're talking about Wakaka. I was gonna go back to what Josh mentioned
Thank you.
last stream. Like I noticed that a bit more, where they just like repeat the same word, and I don't know if it's a stutter or not. I don't know if it's just like how they talk or what,
No,
but
so
I don't know.
Not how
I
they
I, Goo-
talk.
I googled it because I noticed it too, but I only noticed it with Kiwi. Kiwi
Yeah.
was the first person I noticed it, and I googled it, and the theory is the more like cyber you are, like the more you're because it's not they're not talking, right? The
In their
text
head.
or the phone is just reading their thoughts and putting their thoughts out. So when you think, right, you stutter in your own head when you think about stuff because you're trying to think what you're trying to say. So, and the theory was that the more like cyber they are, the harder the technology has to read their thoughts, so it like stutters over what they're trying to say. I don't know.
I heard it with Lucy too, just in that back and forth. Like she was also
Yeah.
doing it. I don't know. It was just
Yeah.
weird.
Well, that would make
Like
sense with
you said,
Mitch's theory you brought up because
Yeah,
they're all jacked up in the head.
I
the
can see that.
conversation she has with Kiwi, you can notice it a lot. And I'm glad that you said something, and I'm glad that you guys noticed it because I felt like I was going crazy last time.
Yeah,
And
I didn't notice it.
I'm glad that it became more obvious.
Yeah, I didn't notice it the first 5 episodes, but I noticed it this time.
I think I noticed it once the first 5 episodes, but then I noticed it every single time. Moving forward, I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I don't know what that is, but I guess it's just consistent.
Validated. Feels good.
I also love just how little of a shit. Well, I like it, and I'm just like, fuck the character change David went through from where he can't hold a gun in episode 2 or 3 to where now he just walks in and is like, "You motherfuckers, I'm gonna kill all of you," and fucking shoots like 100 people. And like I love the cockiness of him and Becca because they're like Kiwi's like, "You idiots, wait till I have them hacked." Like, oh, you'll figure it out. Let's go in and start shooting.
Let's go with Plan C. We didn't have Plan C. Here's
Exactly.
Plan C, bitches. And then, yeah, no, dude. Oh, and it was kind of cool because if you guys remember when Rebecca's brother died, she went on
Yeah,
like
of course.
she went fucking nutty and was
Mhm.
like shooting the psycho with like dual pistols, but then Maine was able to like tackle her away. And
No, Maine told Kiwi to shut her down.
no, and then Becca grabbed Maine's shotgun and fired it
Oh.
at the psycho, but the kickback was too much and she got thrown back. So now she has like these much more thicker arms and now she's able to dual wield shotguns. So there's some character development right there. Just because she couldn't shoot a shot. Yeah, she goes from like dual wielding SMGs that completely rip the Maelstrom people in half. And then she's like, oh, I guess it's time for the big guns. Just pulls out 2 shotguns. I'm like, holy fucking nutsacks, Rebecca. You are crazy.
She's cool, man.
Yeah, dude.
I like the way she walks sometimes too on her hands. It's cool. Very unique.
Just like her brother.
I like when characters have really unique traits like that they don't like bring to light, but you just see them and it gives them their personalities and stuff.
Yeah, Rebecca is definitely a personality.
Or when a character learns from their mistakes, and they might not outrightly say that they've learned from it and what they did to change it, but you can pick up on it, like Trav said, like you can see it by her having the bulkier arms and be able to hold the shotguns. Like nobody had to say anything, but you can see that she learned from that.
And now she's like straight up holding like a LMG, just laughing the entire time, just blowing more Maelstrom people away.
Yusuf, did you see that as well?
He's probably just thinking like, oh my god.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he was thinking or sleeping.
I'm wondering, do I get to rewatch this show?
My eyes are open.
Gotcha.
Getting a call from Wakako.
You're fucking Wakanda forever.
Yeah, I don't know what episode it was in, so I don't know if I'm skipping ahead one extra or whatever. But I think that we can and should talk about Kiwi not necessarily being a mole or a snitch, but just kind of being like a double agent and kind of working both sides.
Biggest raggedy ass bitch I ever met in my life, dude. Fuck Kiwi.
Damn.
Kiwi's a bitch.
I feel like everything she got was fucking deserved, bro.
Yeah, fuck her.
Yeah, she
rat.
Well, I wasn't surprised when it happened because Kiwi was just like, "You only can trust yourself in the city. Don't trust anyone." And I was like, "All right, that's something."
Yeah, don't
This-
trust
this-
anyone.
this
I'm just
is-
gonna fucking abandon my what I said. I was just gonna skip the fucking city. I'm just gonna meet up with this dude.
Yeah, this is like
So-
that's another gripe I have. So the two gripes I have is Maine and then the Kiwi shit, because her whole thing is don't trust anyone. Like, oh, this you look out for yourself in the city. And then when she dies, she's like, you know what? I've had a change of heart. David, go do this. It's like, why did you just do that from the start, you bitch? Fuck you.
Well, that makes sense because she's
Oh,
trying.
it doesn't.
No, she's straight up telling him like, "Hey, this is
Got
where
nothing left to
Lucy
lose.
is. I put a tracker where fucking what's the four-eyed guy's name?
Faraday.
Faraday. Yeah,
Friday.
I put a fucking tracker on Faraday. Go get that guy what he's deserved. You know, he fucked me over. I'm gonna fucking sick the boys on him now.
Nah, I just didn't like Kiwi.
Yeah, you don't have to like Kiwi, but I mean, her actions make sense.
Hmm.
She got what she got. She got fucked
She
up.
got.
What are you laughing at?
Yeah.
Because I would never have thought to call the dude Four Eyes, because like it has a completely different image in
Meaning.
my head.
Yeah.
But he legit has 4 eyes. He's just asymmetrical.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I would call him like fucking Gill Eye or some shit. The eyes look like gills or some shit. I don't know. Some shit.
Some shit.
And that's what I have to say about that.
You know, so since we're going kind of offbeat a little bit,
We never go
I don't
offbeat.
A little bit.
We're
I
very
don't under-
rational.
I don't
Oh,
understand.
Pete, look at fucking Trev's. I'll admit.
Hey, you talking shit, bro? Talking shit about my prosthetics? You know, what
Won't you flip it the other way so we can see the inside of the mitt?
do you mean?
There it is. Look at all those fucking. Oh, I crossed a bit right there.
Hey, you know, talk shit. I'm gonna fucking bring out my inner samurai on you, dude.
It's almost like
Jesus.
oven mitts get dirty in use.
Yeah.
It just depends on what use.
Yeah, I'm a fucking samurai dog. Let's go.
Yeah, dude, it's
Whoa.
okay. It's all in the
Careful,
technique,
bro.
right?
Whoa,
Can
take it
we
easy, man.
can we start a petition to add Trav to Smash and then in the next Smash game, please?
Yeah, right.
No.
Dun-dun-dun.
Because then I want to play Smash even less.
All right, we got that for the thumbnail. Okay, good. Good
Mhm.
job, future Travel. What's time? What's time? 32 minutes. 32 minutes. 30
Somebody mark it down.
seconds.
Somebody mark it down.
Write it down.
All right, Towley, you next. Go.
Yeah, go Tally. Hey Mitch,
are
can you
we
just
doing thumbnails with swords? I can pull this one down.
Oh yeah,
Just be careful.
get your most cyberpunk outfit on.
Cyberpunk.
Even though I have a
Yeah.
what is this? I have a capture card wrapped around me.
Nice.
Let's go. But Mitch, why don't you finally talk about what you're trying to talk about?
I don't.
Pulling a
You
Josh.
quit stalling, dude. Come on.
I don't fully understand David's motivations for doing that final job from Friday. Like, why is he trying so hard to fucking kill himself? Like, is it just for money to get Lucy to the moon? Like, what? Because he doesn't know Lucy's a kidnapped yet when they do that whole like truck robbery.
Mm-hmm.
What is his core motivation just to get enough money to send Lucy to the moon? Is that it?
that and
that's
I
I think
mean
maybe part of it was the fact that, Faraday was the guy that Maine got his jobs from. And when Faraday reached out to him about a job, David was probably like, oh, I'm continuing to follow in Maine's footsteps and like this is the legacy. And now I'm finally up to the point where I'm getting jobs from Faraday. Like this is awesome.
well,
I
because
think
Something like that, maybe.
Faraday took advantage of, I think, one of David's character flaws where he felt the need to prove himself to people, like prove himself to Maine.
I think that's a
So
great way
Faraday's
of
like,
putting it.
you need to show me that you're worth my time.
Okay.
And so he's like, bet. All right, I got my crew. Just name the job and we'll be there.
Yeah.
Okay,
I definitely
exactly.
I think everyone here is right. Like it's a lot of different things that all just lead to this, you know. It's not one clear-cut answer.
Well, because before this mission, Lucy and David have that super like heart-to-heart talk where she's like, I don't want you to do any more missions because you're going down a dark path. He's like, I'll just do one more. So this was like supposed to be the crew's last big mission.
It's the big one to redeem or to finish off Maine's like mission to, it's also you're in the afterlife getting contacted by a really big fixer, That means you're hot shit, man. You're gonna prove it. Get a name or get a drink for your or get a drink named after yourself in afterlife. That's like the biggest, like, holy shit, dude. Granted, you have to die to do that, but whatever. Maybe David got a drink. Who knows?
I don't even know if he was old enough to drink at that point. I want to know how much time passed. Like, it just bothers me.
It can't have been that long.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can't have been that long.
Google's a very fickle thing, right? You just go into like the little search bar and you type in your question and you click the enter button.
Since you're good at using your hands, can you do that for me?
No. You know how fucking difficult it is to work with these, man? They only know one thing.
What's that?
No further questions.
Do the cyberpunk music.
Yeah.
Like it can't have been more than like half a year.
Yeah, I mean, I think a couple months seems to be pretty fair.
I mean, it was enough time for David and Lucy to get an apartment together. It was enough time for David, Rebecca to get amped up with new gear.
Yeah.
So and then for Falco to join the squad.
I mean,
but also not long enough that like Lucy was still protected.
He's the one that punched Maine out after he punched Kiwi.
Oh. Okay.
So Falco was already an established member, but he wasn't like there like full send until part 2, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize that he was there before either.
Mm-hmm. No,
it had to be long enough for those things to happen, but also not long enough that Lucy could continue to protect David before like Faraday and all of them kind of started to catch on and find somebody who could finally take her down instead. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I imagined like a few weeks / months at most. Not long at all.
I guess Lucy and David just don't fucking believe in clothes at home either.
They have fuck you money right now, dude. Wouldn't you walk around your fancy ass apartment with your dick out?
That doesn't make any fucking sense. They have fuck you money, but yet they're still trying to get money to send Lucy to the moon. How fucking expensive is it to get to the moon? Like what?
She says
250,000.
I feel like that apartment costs. They gotta have enough money for that.
I think
all those upgrades.
I think Lucy's stalling just to clear David's name from Arasaka's database.
To save David, yeah.
And I don't know.
They explained a bit of the lore behind, like, I don't know, like the whole like network system there, didn't they? Like they had like this one hacker compromise like 75.
The Elon Musk of hackers, yeah. Just straight up like fucking put like a giant ass firewall and cut it off from the old net, so we can't use Internet Explorer anymore.
He cut off like 78% of the old net.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
So no one will ever know what it felt to play Pac-Man on the Google search engine.
So no one will ever know what Fortnite is.
No more Minesweeper. No more Mahjong. Online.
You know what? Night City may have its flaws, but no Fortnite. Goated.
No FurCon, guys.
Well, damn. They'll find out eventually.
Yeah, but that was a cool backstory for Lucy though. How she was like raised as like a old internet miner. Yeah, and like that was cool.
It was pretty much a child soldier, but for net running, raised by Arasaka. She was somehow able just to run out of this giant facility. And all like the other kids just got fucking gunned down behind her.
That part I was like, they really can't explain how she escaped without pulling some bullshit. So the way they did it was, I just ran, then I woke up in a
run, Lucy, run.
I was like, okay, that's kind of doesn't make any sense, but I'll let it pass.
So I started running.
How were the kids getting taken out? Like not the ones that were running away, but like the ones in the actual like
viruses.
Just like okay,
that's what I assumed. Like really bad computer viruses.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
It
Yeah.
corrupted their.
That or they got too overheated or some shit and flatlines because of that.
They didn't update their software.
Nope.
Windows
Blew it
11.
off. Like I've been blowing off my phone update for the last like month. And it keeps reminding me, hey, I'm gonna do it eventually. It's gonna be the worst part. Just gonna do it without my permission.
Yeah, trust Bigsby.
Now I'll just be on the shitter watching my phone update. I don't ever.
Like,
I don't want
here
to.
now.
I
stuck
don't.
here now.
No, I just gotta grab the bottle of shampoo. I'm just like, all right, time to read the facts. It's one of those shits.
That's why you bring
chamomile.
manga
Hello.
and books into the bathroom, Travis.
Mitch,
Oh yeah.
the only use for a book in the can is for
stay on those pages.
the stinkies.
Hey, you realize how many stinkies?
They're not 2-ply, Mitch. Why would I need books in there?
Oh.
I'm not gonna,
Don't disrespect
subject my
books like
anus.
that, bro.
Would there's gotta be books out there that be worth wiping your ass with.
Definitely.
Like Game of Thrones.
I'm gonna fucking slap you.
Damn.
No shit talk. The best series ever written. Okay.
Nah, Green Eggs and Ham, dude's fucking goated.
I'll fucking slap a shit out of you.
But where were we talking about? Something about
backstory.
children getting shot in the back.
Yeah, children dying in horrible conditions and cyber warfare.
Mhm.
I also like Lucy's backstory in the sense that she used to kind of work for Arasaka, and then it makes sense that then she didn't judge
Megamind.
David. Wow.
That was what you were
Yeah.
The thing is, I knew you were gonna say David. And I'm like,
You didn't
no
help.
way. You're gonna fucking say David.
Thanks.
line, please.
Okay, that she didn't judge David for being in the Arasaka Academy when everybody else was like, "Damn, are you some insider like bullshit, man?" She was like, "No, don't worry about it."
Well, it also makes sense too, because at the start when she was stealing like the chips from people's backs, she was only targeting like Arasaka people or other corpos. So she's digging for info, probably on her to protect herself.
Speaking of Arasaka, just to like jump back to the dude they had hostage, like the one chief guy.
Yeah.
His like bargain at the end, telling David like, "Oh, like I was doing this for you and this for you." You guys think there was like any truth behind that, or was he just trying
Absolutely
to like
not.
get out of that shit?
Absolutely
No.
not. They were lying to him the whole time. They were gonna bring him back to the school. They were gonna capture him, and they were just gonna run tests on him, and he was just gonna be a little test guinea pig.
Yeah, they were gonna see if he could function in the cyber skeleton.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason they wanted. And that's the whole reason they Faraday put him on that mission, was because he knew if David got backed into a corner, he would jump in the cyber skeleton.
Well, and then Faraday also gave him an extra push by using Lucy's voice.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's why I fucking God. I love that whole mission so much because I love it how before the mission starts, Rebecca's like, "You idiot! If you use the Sandy once, I'm gonna beat your ass." He's like, "Okay, I won't use it." As soon as the mission starts, all right, peace out, guys. And he just fucking goes and uses it.
Yeah, I'm gonna dash.
She's like, "What the fuck, you asshole!"
And then he gets back, and then she's just like, "All right, you better not use it again." 2 seconds later,
He's gone. Yeah.
Becca, I need the charge. This is what listening looks like, you asshole.
Their relationship's fucking great.
Yeah, dude,
And then, like,
the whole cast had really good chemistry. You know,
Mhm.
It was a bummer that we didn't get more Lucy with the squad because she just went on her own like thing. It was pretty much just the Falco, Becca, David squad, and then you had Lucy on the side until she eventually got captured by Faraday.
And Kiwi as the garnish.
Dude, how badass was it though when Lucy like escaped Faraday and was just like fucking Spider-Manning through the city with like her weird like string arms?
Assassin's
And then
Creed
she
looking
tripped
ass
as she
weapon.
was running across the beam.
Yeah, I mean,
Bro, her weapon is so cool, but also so terrifying. It's like
It was
a
like
fucking a thread thin fucking rope that can just obliterate you into a million pieces in the blink of an eye.
it's like that spider dude from Demon Slayer
mhm.
Yeah, kind of.
turned to a
Except
bunch of
it-
fucking ice cubes.
it
Yeah.
reminded me of like an Assassin's Creed weapon, but if it was made obviously like in a futuristic timeline or like in Star Wars with like lightsabers and shit, some mixture of both of those things.
Talking about Demon Slayer, and Mitch's favorite ability in shows is moving really, really, really fast where you can't react.
No, it's not. I don't like
You
it when they move
know,
fast.
then you just indirectly admitted that you love Zenitsu.
Let's go!
False.
You know, yeah.
I didn't say I like
You
it
could
when
only put it
people.
off for so
I
long.
didn't say when I like it when people move fast. I said I like when people fucking teleport. Does Zenitsu teleport? No.
Yeah, he can.
No,
David
he
doesn't
can't.
teleport. He
He
moves really
can't.
fast.
He can't teleport because fucking Inosuke catches him. When Zenitsu is moving his fastest speed possible, his fucking god speed 10 times whatever, fucking Inosuke just runs up behind him. It's like, what's up, bro? I'm gonna help you kill this bitch.
He does just
David
kind of
doesn't
jump in,
teleport.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
And Inosuke
Yeah.
doesn't catch up to him.
Yes, he does.
When they were
Not when he's going Godspeed.
Yes, he does.
Lightning
When
Thunder breathing.
when Zenitsu is cutting Daki's ribbon, going Godspeed 10, Inosuke just jumps up next to him. Is like, I got you, bro.
I'm here to help.
Inosuke
Zenitsu was
can
holding his
outspeed
position.
Blitz. Inosuke can outspeed Blitz Zenitsu with a fucking hole in his chest.
I think he caught up after.
Yeah, he
So
caught up.
don't
'cause
talk to me
Zenitsu
about
just holding his
Zenitsu being so
position.
fast.
Yeah.
Zenitsu being so fast.
Well,
And
David
then
doesn't
Inosuke just had
teleport.
a
He
big
just moves really
breakfast that day.
fast.
Exactly.
So either Zenitsu teleports like David does, or David does.
That's all, folks.
Fucking hate Zenitsu, dude.
Zenitsu
turns.
is a
and-
bitch.
If Zenitsu was a cool character, I would love his power, but he's such a little fucking whiny baby boy that I can't stand every time he's on fucking screen. See what you make me do, Yusuf? You make me go on fucking rants, and you give me my blood boiled, and all my fucking nuts are sticky and sweaty.
Well,
Well, that's
rant's
good.
about for 13 more
we need
minutes.
to hit an hour, so
we got
keep
13
going with
minutes.
this. Keep working on
13
that.
minutes.
Fuck, Zenitsu
Actually,
pisses me
you
off,
know,
man.
you should love Zenitsu more because he tag teams with your favorite character, Inosuke, and then he brings out the best in him. He's the
That's just-
one. He's the reason why
foil.
Inosuke revealed that he could shift his organs and he can catch up to Zenitsu because Zenitsu moves so fast.
Yeah, Trav, I'm right there with you.
Trav wants to make it so that he can never watch Demon Slayer again.
I'm right there with you. No, yeah, Zenitsu. The one good thing about Zenitsu is he makes me realize how much more I like Inosuke because Zenitsu fucking sucks.
So,
Well, then I guess it's a blessing and a curse that apparently we won't get either of them very much in the next arc.
I don't know why the fuck we're talking about them though. We're talking about Cyberpunk.
You're the one that brought it up.
which is
So I'm gonna fucking come over there and stop. I'm gonna drive 3 hours to fucking where you live.
Yeah, drive.
Field trip.
all right. But going back to the better of the two shows, hot take.
True. No, Barry, that's a cold take. I agree 100%.
All right, baited. Nice. But the final mission is just they have to capture this convoy of Arasaka. And they have these these nomads join up with them and they just get fucking slaughtered, man. Oh, and David's like using Main's weapon, right? Like the weird shotgun thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. David looks so cool, bro.
Okay, I was
Goddamn cool.
gonna actually ask this. Do you guys prefer David's first 5-episode design or his second 5-episode design?
I feel like in the second 5 episodes that his head is way too tiny for his.
Yeah.
I mean, understandably so that he gets mech'd out as shit and roided up, but his head looks so fucking weird on that body.
When he's using his cybernetics, it's the coolest shit in the world. But when he was like sitting buck ass naked with
He looked
Lucy, I was
weird
like,
as
this
fuck.
looks
I was like,
yeah.
so weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
But
Okay,
I can
glad you
completely
both-
I can completely ignore that because, first time we saw him use his arm, that shit just fucking opens up and he shoots like a grenade. I'm like, that's cool. That was cool. I enjoyed that. More of that,
Work.
please. And then
Work.
Rebecca pulls up the 2 shotguns. I'm like, more of this, please. This is great.
Yeah. No. Okay. I'm glad we agreed. I was like, he kind of looks like a thumb.
Yes. The thumbs from Spy Kids, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yusuf,
No.
what did you think?
I preferred his former look.
Mhm.
I agree too. Like when he was actually in action, it seemed a lot more fitting for him. But otherwise, yeah, when he was just chilling,
I mean-
he just seemed kind of weird. And then when he was in the cyber skeleton or whatever the hell it was just awkward. He was like just a fucking thorax in the fucking thing, dude.
Bro, that thing was so goddamn cool though. Fucking
But-
anti-gravity and shit. Just
Yeah,
It was
all the
squashing
gravity shit,
people
like
like
crushing vehicles and
bugs.
crushing people. Oh,
It was cool, but it looked like a bootleg Autobot. Like I thought the design of the cyber skeleton was stupid. It was way too bulky. He looked like, I don't know. He just looked dumb. And
Like
Like a fucking table
it's
walking
like
around,
it's
bro.
in beta
Yeah.
or something. It's no Atom Smasher design.
Dude.
I didn't mind it. That's when David just went full fucking chrome, dude. And I was all for it, man. He just went like he was after they crashed the convoy, after, you know, David caught a harpoon mid-shot, put it to a rock and kicked it in and held it all
That was
together.
Such a fucking cool scene.
Yeah. And, you know, Militech comes in to fuck him up.
Let's talk about that harpoon scene more, because
That's
David,
what I was saying. I love that part.
David's like, Falco, fucking shoot the harpoon, and Falco's like, what are you talking about? Shoot it at what? And Rebecca's like, just do what he fucking says. She pulls the shit because she trusts that David's gonna make something of it. David uses Sandy, catches the goddamn harpoon, runs around the truck and stabs it into a rock, and then flips the fucking truck
It
over.
was
I
cool
like,
too. Before he did that, he just stood up and he's like, "All right, Martinez, let's show him what
Yeah,
you're made of."
yeah,
Like having
yeah,
this
that was-
whole like scene to himself, like nosebleeds
Mhm.
and shit. I'm like, damn, he's about to go off.
So cool.
No, but
And I love how from episode 9 to the end of episode 10, the entire time Lucy's just shooting him up with drugs, because if he doesn't, he's gonna go crazy. Rebecca, yeah, sorry.
come on, get it right.
Because at the end of episode 8, before they do their big heist, he like hunches over and he's like, Rebecca, listen, you need to just drug me up.
You shoot me up,
I can't make it if I don't.
dude. That was such a that part. Like, so after they get attacked by Militech, David, with, you know, being egged on by Faraday impersonating Lucy, he gets all chromed out in this fucking Arasaka armor and completely just decimates all of like Militech and shit. And even Falco's like, holy shit, dude. Just there's like looking at their little iPad, you know, and they're like, oh my god. You just see like 16 cars.
What the fuck's the vein doing?
He's thinking hard, man. Is it
Hey,
Lucy
man,
or Rebecca?
I'm literally just sorry, like I'm just imagining David in the cyber skeleton overlaid on top of Mega Metagross.
That's
Damn,
That's
okay.
what you're
the vein.
Yeah, dude.
The vein
I'm literally
was
thinking
fucking
about it,
ready.
okay? I'm painting the image in my head, bro.
Yeah.
You're saying it looks fucking stupid.
Yusuf's about to mega evolve.
Yeah,
dude.
Damn.
but that's for That's for the future Pokemon games that are coming out in like a month, right?
Oh, I just got
Couple
to the
weeks.
second area of Legends Arceus.
Well,
Look at you.
we could save that for the
Making
Legends
moves.
of Arceus fucking podcast. But for now, on this episode, we are talking about the fucking ending right now of Edgerunners.
Bro, so many times.
But
So many times to the lead up of the final fight, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna be a bitch. It's just a fucking TV show. And then when David's sitting on top of the truck and has that flashback to his mom,
dude,
Rebecca
yeah,
drops in front of his face. He's like, "Yes, mom, we're gonna make it." And she's like,
Arasaka all the way to the top. And then
like, "Holy shit!"
Rebecca's
She's
response
He's fucking
too
gone, bro.
Yeah,
was just like, "All right, David, all the
we'll
way to
make
the
it."
top." And
I
I'm
was
like,
like,
"Oh,
fuck.
dude, So brutal. He is out
Well,
of his mind right now.
I got choked up on that part, and then I didn't start crying until when David goes into Sandy and the music drops. I was fucking crying from then till the end. I
Yeah.
was like, "Fuck, man,
Yeah.
so good."
That song is so goddamn. I listened to it for like 4 hours yesterday. It was so goddamn good.
I'm glad you said something about that, Mitch, because I was gonna say the same thing. Him like standing on top of the tower and being like, "Look, Mom, I made it." I was like, "He's gonna die."
Yeah, it is. And then just the fucking like holy shit moment when David uses Sandy and then Adam Smasher uses it right with him. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Well, he's like mid cutting down trauma team, and like Adam Smasher's
Mhm.
like lining up his shots with David and manages to shoot him outside of the top of the tower. So then both Lucy and David are plummeting. And
is Adam Smasher a character in the games?
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
You interact with him a couple times, but
Okay.
yeah, I feel like we get more exposure of his character in this anime than the actual game. He's just kind of
Okay.
the bad guy. So
Okay.
enjoy him while he was here in this anime.
He's fucking
This episode.
god damn. He just shows up and fucks shit up and then leaves.
Oh, dude, yeah. And then
Dude, Adam Smasher is the definition of fuck around and find out.
Oh.
Why the fuck?
Oh.
What'd you do, Josh?
Oh no.
Josh
I
probably
ruined
changed his name.
everything.
Josh probably
changed
changed his
his
Oh
name.
no.
Josh probably changed
Change your
his
name back.
I'll change it back. Fuck all.
What'd you change it to?
Don't worry. I was just putting it because I saw it. Nobody else had. I just realized.
Oh.
Sorry, behind the scenes magic behind the Wizard of Oz shit. I saw that nobody else in this server had changed their nicknames in the Discord server to their actual name. And so I was like, now I feel like a fucking idiot. So I'm gonna change my name from Josh to my Discord name. And then apparently we're all organized alphabetically. Lo and behold, that's the secret here.
God damn it, Josh. You broke the layout.
What the fuck was I saying?
Something about Adam smashing Rebecca.
No. Adam Smasher is the definition of fuck around and find out.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you fuck with me.
David
fuck up
legit
your
had
life.
zero chance against Adam Smasher, dude.
Yeah.
He was fucked.
Mm-hmm.
David got like one good shot in for him, and that was it. He was just done.
Well,
Just
also
talking so much shit to him too
Mhm.
that I felt like it was way more hyped up, and he just got bodied by this guy.
beating Adam Smasher wasn't his goal. His goal was to save Lucy. So
Yeah.
Well, he even found out, like, you think you're special.
Mhm.
I am special. No.
And then that fucking so the scene where Lucy and David are falling and they have they're silhouetted by the moon. That was just fucking ripped my heart in half because I was like, I know David's gonna die, and this is just they're making it so
Probably
emotional.
that's probably like the most that's the part I rewatched the most was that banger of a song playing when like David gets like thrown to the ground finally when now he's just a torso and they just have like the flashback of everyone dying.
Oh, the montage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so good, man.
And then they showed Rebecca dead again for the second
Well-
time, and
well,
you see her get smashed like 3 times. It goes
Yeah.
and then you just see her just fucking flattened.
See her
Just
fucking ribcage, bro.
Well,
Like half her
I-
head's just like fucking splayed out.
The lead up to that scene is so good too because David hands Lucy to Rebecca. Rebecca puts her in the truck, and then she's like, "Hey, I'm glad you're back." And then she's like, Adam Smasher shoots her, and she's like, "Hey, fuck off! We're having a moment." And then it's just fucking
Dead.
boom. I was
Absolutely
like,
dead.
Oh, it was
She's not the
fucking-
love interest. Sorry.
Yeah.
So fucking good, man.
YouTube will lie to you, but no, it's the Lucy is the chosen waifu of this show.
Mm-hmm.
No, but then and then Adam Smasher's just like, well, I guess I had a little fun, and just David's just smiling the whole time, like he knows what's about to happen.
Yeah,
and just
and
yep,
he knows he accomplished his goal. So
Lucy got away with Falco. And then hopefully, and then he was pretty much like, Lucy's out this bitch after this, so
mm-hmm.
I finally protected somebody. That's what he
I guess
wanted.
the question that I have for you guys, and I guess it's either a theory, unless I'm incorrect, that we did get an official answer. Do you think that because they mentioned that it was 250,000 for a one-way ticket to the moon? Do you think that Lucy got a one-way ticket or a round-trip ticket, or did that get answered somewhere? Then I missed it.
I don't
We
think he
don't
got
know.
answered. I mean,
Hmm.
it is what it is. I mean, I don't think it really matters too much if she comes
At this
back or
at
not.
this at this point, she made it to the moon. That's all the ending we need.
It was so fucking sad though, dude. When she leaves her tour group and then she sees David, I was like, "Fuck!" I'm getting teary eyed just thinking
And
about
the
that scene.
music's
Man.
still playing
It was
too.
so fucking sad.
From
Yeah.
like in the simulation, yeah.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
was so fucking sad, man.
No. Yeah, it was definitely a bittersweet ending, but all around, I think this show was so effing good. To me, I don't think there was any like
You can
downside to
curse,
it.
Trav. You can curse.
Why would I curse? This is a family show, okay? I will not have
Yeah.
you fucking disparage this,
Trav, this
holy
is not a family
podcast.
show. In one of these episodes, I said I was going to be the cum ranger or something. And I said I was going to be go to the cum zone.
I think you're telling me that over the phone, Midge. I don't.
No. I was going
That was a
to.
personal conversation.
I don't know. I was going to be the white gelato, the flavor of cum.
Oh, okay, like you can keep your dreams in the underneath your bed all you want, but this is a family show where Rebecca gets absolutely bodied.
Absolutely
I
murdered.
imagine your
dead.
white gelato uniform looking just like what Trav's wearing.
Yeah, dude, super goated.
Except, I don't know, probably more white on the gloves. You have the ski goggles down.
They're not ski goggles, guy. They're
Come on, man.
sunglasses.
I'm saying ski goggles.
These
Just
are
have
my
ski goggles on your face.
these are my goggles. But I think we've talked about all we need to talk about with Cyberpunk. How about we get to our ratings?
Ratings? Yeah, I've been thinking about this one a lot.
To me, dude, I have no gripes with this show. The animation's absolutely beautiful. The soundtrack is amazing. There's like probably no characters that I dislike in this show. 10. Goated. Watch this show. Unless you don't like nudity and drugs and all that shit.
I was thinking about, am I gonna give this a 10? And I was like, I don't think so, because a 10 for me is a perfect show with nothing I disliked. I dislike some things about this, so I'll give this a 9.75.
He like got his fucking ruler out for that one. It was like, all right, that's
Yeah, you really had to calculate that.
That's
Crunch the
9
numbers.
3/4.
minus 0.4, minus 0.6.
Yeah.
9.75.
I just took a fucking fourth off, guys. It's not that complicated.
Okay, you tell yourself that, white gelato. But
Yeah,
Josh, Yusuf,
9.75.
Yusuf, you go first.
I'm like trying to think of my rating right now. So if you have a number, throw it out there, Josh.
10. I already
Hold on.
said it. It's over.
There you go. I mean, yeah, I think that like Trav said, the animation, the music, the story, the characters, all of it is a home run. Obviously there could be people out there who just don't like it, and fine, but I very much did, and I would easily recommend it to people. Yeah, I think giving it anything less than a 9, unless you're about to give it less than a 9, is not a fair thing to do.
Injustice.
Yeah, and so, yeah, I mean, I agree with Mitch though that it's not necessarily absolute 10 out of 10, but yeah, I don't know. I'll just go whole numbers and give it a 9. I won't go all fraction based on it.
It's better than a 9. And it's not as good as a 10. So
That's Mitch's opinion. I'm just gonna go with 9.
Like,
Not that I'm trying to downgrade it. Oh, I don't want to go into the fucking fractions because no thanks. Just 9 out of 10.
I've only ever given one show a 10 out of 10.
Noragami.
Code Geass.
Cromartie.
No, because I got 11 out of 10, Trav. Come on.
No.
Code Geass got a 10 out of 10 for me.
All right, Yusuf, you've had enough stall. What are you
Please.
thinking?
I agree with what you guys are saying. This, like the city, the atmosphere, the art, the music, all that kind of stuff. I think all that's like really great. there are a lot more things that I would have liked to see in the show.
I'm
I would
looking
like
at
to
Mitch's
have.
face right now.
I would have
This
liked to have
motherfucker was about
had
to give like
a
a 7
longer.
or something.
I actually was thinking of a 7, but I thought that was too harsh.
Fuck!
But I think I'm gonna give it an 8 because it is very, very good. It is really good. I really enjoyed it, but I feel like there could have been more things to see there. The story could have been just a little bit more in depth. Like it was just 10 episodes, man. Like they could have stretched it out a bit more. They could have developed it a bit more, introduced a few more characters. I feel like there was more room to go with it. I don't think it wasn't flawless. Like it there wasn't like so much more stuff to do in the show, but I feel like there were enough things that I would have wanted to see that brings the rating down. Like if it went on like another, I don't know, I don't even know, like a 12 episode anime, like even 2 more episodes, I'm just like, what else could they have put in there, you know? And just to think that they did all this in 10 episodes, like just to think, well, 2 more would have done, or have it be like a 12 episode thing and like a season 2, something like that. I don't know.
Well, if
Maybe that's
if
thinking
I
about
could
it too much, but
if I could put a counter argument to that, I feel like if they add more, they lose the impact of what they have, because I think the reason it's so good, it's like the pace, like Travis said
The
before, the
pacing is
pacing is
great.
so good because it's only 10 episodes.
They don't
Yeah.
fuck around. Like this is where Main's dead. Now
Mhm.
David's taking over, but now he's going through cyber psychosis. Lucy's doing her shit, and now we're finally getting to this climax with Arasaka, and there's no slowing down this train, man. As soon as that final
Yeah.
mission goes, there's no more room for any
that-
new content.
Yeah, I think the pacing is appropriate. I think the pacing is kind of poetic because it's kind of like just this domino effect of like uh David just cascading down this road to his death because he just keeps going, he keeps like whatever upgrading his shit and he's going crazy, all this stuff. Like it's appropriate. It makes sense. But like just don't go too far. We were just talking about that jump between Main dying and then David taking over. Like what if we got like a half episode segment? Like what happened between then and now?
Yeah, okay,
Or an
okay.
episode in between,
It
for
just,
example.
I
Like
mean,
it could have still been fast paced, but I don't know. I would have liked to see just a little bit more. I think an 8 is it's a high rating considering all the other shows that we've watched and rated. I think an 8's a high rating. So
Yeah.
let's stick with it.
and I'm just saying any extra content would just be unnecessary. But I'm not gonna harp on your rating.
Didn't
It's-
you give like
what you
Megalobox like a 7.5 or something?
I think I gave it a 6.
I think it was like a Nomad, right? I think Nomad did pretty good with you.
I think Nomad brought the rating up.
Yeah. But yeah.
Different genre.
One thing I
it's
do want to
hard.
mention about Edgerunners, do not let like any negative press of Cyberpunk 2077 to dissuade you from watching this one. You don't have to play the game. You don't have to look into any sort of media with Cyberpunk to get into the show. It's self-contained. You'll get all the bits and shit. It's just if you're not into like nudity, excessive swearing, a lot of gore, if you're not into it, maybe tap out. Maybe try to watch the first episode. But, if you're in, I feel like you're in for a good time. And aside from that, this one is a banger.
Fucking phenomenal.
And for an anime to come out to completely flip the everyone's look at the cyberpunk world on its head, that's something crazy.
Yeah, after the show aired, I think the game got like a 320% increase of players.
Yeah, because they had an Edgerunners like expansion or whatever. So you get to talk to Falco like over text and shit, and you get to get some of Rebecca's weapons and shit, and the standee like core and stuff. So you're able to move around at mock speeds and shit too. So yeah, for a show to be able to completely take a franchise and flip it on its head in terms of everyone's like care for it, that's fucking nutty. Like, well done, whoever made this show. It's a fucking banger.
Yeah.
Now we need a Fallout 76 anime. We need to spin
Let
the
it
bottle
die.
on that
Nope.
one.
Old Yeller, backyard.
Bro, they're
Give up on
making
it.
they're making a Fallout live action show.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go drink bleach now.
Borderlands anime.
Shut up.
I like
Hell
Borderlands.
yeah.
But with that, I think we are out of things to say for Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Wayne.
Yeah.
Boy.
All right. So with that, we are going to be ending this episode of This Episode Podcast. So whoever hung out, thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you in the next one. And yeah, see you later, Space Cowboy. Oh.
Wrong show.
David, no! Roll the outro.
On the next episode of This Episode, Trev, Mitch, Josh, and Yusuf discuss episodes 1 through 2 of Chainsaw Man. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to never miss any new episodes. Also, watch live at twitch.tv/Dutchry every Monday night. Also, hit that follow button on Spotify at This Episode Podcast. And always, thank you